Hi, Nargis. Hi, John. Welcome to our show.
Hi.
Thank you.
See, now you know what I'm going to ask you. So tell me about John's pants. You were just telling me about it.
When I first met John, which was in the beginning of shoot, this is the only outfit I've seen him wear.
Yeah.
I've never seen him in anything else. So I asked him, how many pairs of pants do you have like this? You must have so many. So he tells me one. And I will say, he doesn't smell, so I'm assuming you wash it and you take care of it.
And he smells very good, yeah.
It was very strange. You know, I think I've worn 5 outfits in one day.
For interviews.
Yeah.
I'm not changed.
In months,
What's with these pants, John? Tell us.
And every time I walk in, she's saying, yo, you're in the same pants again. That's her only, not like, hey, how are you doing? What's happening with Madras Café? Nothing. Yo, you're in the same pants again.
And do you also really go close and smell to make sure that all's well?
Well, I mean, this is as close as I'll get. I'm not
Beyond this is dangerous.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm afraid to enter that war zone. So he's good. He's good now. Safe. You're safe. We're all safe.
Okay, talking about the movie, John, from your last film, like, you know, a Dawnish kind of character to this one, where you're a raw agent. Tell us about it.
I think films like this should be made, first of all. And I think films like this should be watched by all audiences. And Madras Café was a film that was offered to me 7 years ago in the capacity of an actor. And Shujit and I went our own ways. He did Yahan. I did a number of films.
Yeah.
We came back together. We did Vicky Donor, which I produced. And we decided to get back on track and do a film that meant a lot to us, that we've lived with for 7 years, and that was Madras Café. So we did it finally.
Tell me about your character, Nargis.
Okay. So
You know, your last film, very romantic, very soft road, to something like a hard-hitting character like this.
an intense character, a passionate character, a very real and raw character. Well, I had to find inspiration, or had to gain knowledge on how does a war correspondent think, act, feel, what do they really do? Because I've never really paid attention.
Right,
You know, you have BBC On or CNN, but you see what's happening, but you don't pay such close attention.
On the correspondent, really, as much as what's happening.
You're like, oh, that's so sad, people are dying. Okay, I gotta have eggs, double fried with some toast. But with this film, Jaya, the war correspondent in this film, I had to do a lot of research. So I did research a few female war correspondents, as well as a couple of male, but I focused on the female. And the one that inspired me the most is Anita Pratap, who, as most people know, or everyone should know, that she was one of the first reporters on the scene, interrogating or, you know, questioning or interviewing Prabhakaran, right?
Prabhakaran
And there was
and then
other people,
no one knew when she left the country.
Right, so she was a woman who got in there. She was in the nitty-gritty. She was in the line of, you know, fire. Her life was in danger. But she put herself there to look for truth of what's really happening and why is it happening. And I find that so commendable.
You know, lately there have been a lot of films on raw agents, like we had Ek Tha Tiger, we had D-Day. Have you seen any of those, Ron? Any references?
Well, I saw Ek Tha Tiger. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Right.
You know, but it's a completely different film.
Correct.
In a different space. It's a commercial film. I've worked with the director, Kabir Khan.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a lovely man and a great director. But our film is a very realistic action film. It's a political spy thriller. And it's in a completely different space. So I really can't... It's like comparing apples with oranges, chalk with cheese. It's completely different. What I can say is that we've shown a military officer who goes in for a covert operation as a raw agent, as an intelligence officer, in the truest possible manner that's ever been depicted on Indian screen.
You know. But most directors, most filmmakers, you know, they like to use your physicality really well. This one you won't see much of that, right?
No, you won't. You won't see the John Abraham of Force, so you won't
Taking
see
off your shirt or all your 6 abs.
Yeah, you won't see the John Abraham of Shootout. But definitely, Shujit was very clear. He wanted to deconstruct me. He said, I need you to lose all that bulk and that mass that you've got. Look regular, because raw agents, like I said, could be anyone sitting in an audience and in a crowd, and you don't know.
You can't spot them really,
You can't spot them. So you're meant to be inconspicuous rather than stand out. So I think I just had to listen to him and get into the skin of the character, and that's exactly what I did.
Have you seen John's previous films, Nargis?
Yes.
Yeah? Any of those where he takes off his shirt and shows his body?
It's very sexy. It's very hot.
Yeah, she's,
oh my God.
she's joking.
He's actually blushing. He's so sweet. No, but really, have you?
Yes.
You have to know Nargis to realize.
get the-
And to get the jokes too.
She's a prankster.
Yeah.
She jokes around a lot, but she's full of positive energy, and it's great to have her on set.
Yeah.
I'm sad that he didn't take his shirt off.
Yeah, you missed that.
I missed all of it.
Yeah. What is the point in starring opposite John Nargis? It was like quite a waste.
He has the same pants every day.
He doesn't change clothes for you.
On. No. No.
No, but
but
tell me, what is the coolest thing about John, really?
the coolest thing is that I've never met John until Madras Café.
Yeah.
And actually close to shooting time.
Yeah.
And I thought he was going to be this rough, tough, big muscle dude that wasn't really smart.
But she is.
And like, well, I thought he was going to be like a meathead. That's what we say in America.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
and sort of like rough and mean. Meanwhile, he's so intelligent and he's so soft-spoken and he's so...
Proper.
Yes, and it was so weird. It's like, nice to meet you.
weird.
And his voice was so soft. And I was like, oh, that's so nice. It's a gentle giant, very accommodating, very helpful.
Tell me, John, do these political subjects interest you a lot?
Yeah.
Because you've done quite a few of them.
Yeah, I did Kabul
Yeah.
Express because I wanted to go to Afghanistan. Yeah. I remember Kabir coming to me and saying, I'm a war documentary filmmaker and I want to do a film that's to be shot in Afghanistan. The minute I heard Afghanistan, I was like, wow. And he left the script with me. He reached home and I'd read it. And I told him I'm doing it. And that's how Kabul Express happened. And then Yashraj came on board later.
Wow.
So that interested me. Then I got offered another film in Iraq. And then people told me,
This is a
"Listen,
location,
now,
huh?"
now you're getting very excited, just chill. And that film was called Basra, by a very talented filmmaker. I don't know, that film's not been made yet. But, I like doing films that have a political inclination to it.
But you don't have any political ambitions, do you?
I don't have any political ambitions. I don't have any political inclinations.
Inclinations, yeah.
I'm apolitical, but I'm also very politically aware.
Okay.
So I know what's happening in the country.
So you're very well read, you know what's happening, what's happened in the
totally.
past, right?
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons why Shujit was more than convinced about me in the role, because I knew the political backdrop of what happened then. In India, our textbooks stop at 1947. There is nothing after that. We don't know about Indira Gandhi's assassination. We don't know about Sanjay Gandhi's assassination.
Because
Rajiv
you also don't want to openly talk about it.
Yeah, but I think someone should address our political turmoil that's happened in our country.
Right.
And that's exactly what we did in this film.
But in a lot of youngsters really do question the democracy on which a country is based.
Right.
The basic thing about having freedom of speech is what people think
That's why
get
this
denied.
film is ideal.
So what do you say about that?
No, I
Like
believe...
today when a tweet is, political parties even react to a tweet by somebody.
Yeah, but political parties have political agendas, very honestly. I mean, you look at half the corporators, they're daft people. They're just stupid. So we have no respect for them. Our
Right.
youngsters also have no respect for them. I have zero respect.
Exactly.
So I think there's some sensible people, but unfortunately because of the idiots around, the sensible people get shrouded.
But strangely, most of the films, whether you like it or not, that have made the 100 crore mark or very good business, are the ones which are not in the typical intelligent zone.
Yeah, because our masses like to watch something that's lighter. And that's completely fair.
Right,
I've been part of it with Houseful.
Exactly, you've done some of those.
I've raced to some of those.
But you have balanced it out too, John. It's not like that's all that you really do. I mean, you're also producing intelligent films.
Absolutely. And I've also done films like Water,
Exactly.
No Smoking, Kabul Express. And I think it's important to do films like that. Whether they commercially work or no is different. That's a byproduct.
Right.
At least do what you really believe in and why you want to be an actor.
Okay, we're talking about the kind of movies that you have watched growing up. Have you seen the real typical Bollywood masala movies?
Well, I haven't. When I was very, very small, when my father lived with us, yes, I remember watching like Hindi films on ITV, Channel 47. That was the channel in Queens.
Yeah.
But as I got older, no, that was left behind. So I wasn't really aware of Bollywood until I finally came here.
But tell me, you're new to Bollywood. Have you been connecting with people, networking? They say, Bollywood, you don't need to really do that to be around.
Then I'm not really doing that. I never
John,
go out. I don't do
in fact, you've not been the kind who's done that as much, right, John?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you'd see me on a page 3. And I say that with a lot of pride.
Yeah.
Because I don't like being there. But speaking for Nargis, I
Yeah.
think what I like about her is that there's a very strong sense of security,
Right.
which is why I don't think she really needs to get into the network space to get work. I mean, I'm very fond of a number of actors.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
like we were discussing, really fond of them, and I wish well for them. But I don't know whether I'd go for parties, not because I have a problem with them, but because I
That's not you.
That's not me. I just
Yeah.
don't. I'd rather ride a motorcycle, you know.
I'd rather
Yeah.
read
Yeah.
and sleep
Yeah.
early.
Really? Also, you're working with a lot of young people, a lot of young blood. Does
Yeah.
that make a difference?
Totally, and I'm very.
In an
pro-
industry that's very star-driven, would you agree?
Yeah, the industry is star-driven.
Yeah.
But the nicest people are also the nicer people are also the star kids.
Really?
Like
Yeah.
my classmates are Ritik and Abhishek.
Yeah, yeah.
Ritik's my classmate from junior KG. They're one of the nicest boys in the world.
Yeah.
So I really am fond of them. But I agree with you that there's a strong sense of nepotism, which is fine.
Yeah.
There's no problem.
Yeah.
But they're very accepting. I am a very proud part of the industry today. But for me, it's very important to push as many newcomers as possible. And
Yeah.
I will do that.
We also heard that recently Steven Spielberg had something to say about your performance after watching Water.
Yeah, he
Tell us about that,
He
yeah.
actually enjoyed it, but that's strange, Madhurita, because it came at a point of time where I was perceived as a model in this
Right,
country,
right,
and all my senior models before me,
Yeah.
without naming any,
Yeah.
all had failed miserably.
Right.
So I was given the obituary as well, and told that, listen, I'm going to fail. And then Steven Spielberg was kind enough to say that even Charlize Theron, when she saw Water, both of them said the performance was beautiful.
Wow.
Mark Wahlberg loved it.
Wow.
But that's something I never used for media here.
Right, right. We've never heard of that before.
I've never
yeah,
said it.
Yeah.
But they appreciated it. I enjoyed it.
Awesome.
I came back only to hear that, listen, it's a nice body you've got. But it's fun. It's,
Yeah.
I went for no smoking. Francis Ford Coppola loved the film. He loved my
Really?
performance in no smoking. But we've never used it as a
So
marketing peg.
have you never spoken about this in the past?
What's the point? I mean, am I going to use that as a marketing peg to try and prove something about myself? No, I can't do that. I'd rather prove to my audience that I can do stuff here that's substantiating and that's good enough.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with where I am right now.
I think what happens, John, in Hollywood is that, people like subtlety in acting, which is something which you have. In
Yeah.
Bollywood, I think, whatever, in our industry, the over-the-top acting is like, wow, he's performing really well. Do you face that?
I think you've answered the question in your question, and that's what Shujit exactly told me. He said, John, what you do and what you've done with your films is subtle performances, and that's exactly how it works everywhere in the world. He's saying in our country, unfortunately, overacting is considered good acting.
Exactly, yeah, yeah.
And he's saying, for Madras Café also, please stay away from all that. And
He gave you the brief.
yeah, he's like, just do what you've been doing because that's perfect and that's exactly what I want. And I said, thank you for saying that because it reaffirms my faith in this industry
And the kind of acting you believe in.
and the kind of
Yeah.
acting I believe in, So I'm happy that he said that. I'm happy we performed subtly. And everything was fine on sets. The only overacting that happened was Miss Fakhri off the sets.
So is she like a drama queen of the sets?
She's fun off the sets.
A comedy queen.
Yeah.
How was John as a producer, tell me?
I don't know. I didn't experience him, because I did Rockstar and dealing with the producers there, it was very different.
Right.
So, I don't know. He's so cool.
Yeah.
He's just a cool guy. So it was it was easy.
Nargis was reading an interview where you said that John is hotter than Ranbir. Tell us, you really think so?
Well, my preference. Everyone has a preference. I don't mind a little.
You like our action Abraham more?
Yeah, I don't mind that. That's nice and a
That's
little,
sweet.
rough.
Yeah, very rough.
John, are you like flattered?
And the thing is, the truth is, there's nothing hotter than a man who wears the same pants every day.
I told you there was some catch in it.
Yeah, something's coming out.
I mean, I admire you, and really, it's awesome.
Nargis, this question's for you. You're playing a war reporter. If you were playing a Bollywood reporter, okay, what is the one question you would ask John Abraham?
Do you wash your underpants? I don't know. I just thought of the weirdest
You need an
question.
answer.
You just give it
Do
if you
you
want.
change and wash your underpants?
But I think at this point you should just give an answer.
Okay.
Oh, you don't want to know.
What is the one question you'll ask Ranbir Kapoor?
Do you brush your teeth every night?
It's basically about cleanliness. Mine
know,
in the
yeah,
pants is
apparently,
brushing.
I
What
must
is
have
it
a
with you? Are you
fixation of
like
hygiene.
OCD? Are you like OCD
Yeah,
overnight?
I do. I have something with my teeth. I brush 20 times a day. And I carry my toothbrush, and I have this cool flosser.
So one question you asked Shah Rukh Khan.
I think I would ask him, how does he get his hair so silky and shiny? Isn't it nice?
You asked
and like,
Ranbir Kapoor whether he brushes his teeth, me about my undergarments, and he's got the nicest question.
Okay, so one question you asked Salman Khan.
I don't know. His pants are tight. How tight are his? What size pants does he wear? How does his muscles get so big?
No,
How much weight?
that's boring. I would ask John that.
He has no
I'm
muscles
lost.
now. He's
Yeah,
lost
He's
his
the action
muscles.
man, yeah.
Yeah, I've lost weight.
What is his daily diet? How does he stay looking so young and handsome?
Yeah, I think that's a question that can
I
go
think-
for all our senior actors.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
look
All
so
of them.
young
Yeah, they
and
look
fit.
damn good.
Akshay, I mean, all of them. Look at the way Akshay looks
Yeah.
right now.
Akshay is Guruji. He can.
He's Guruji, absolutely. He's John's Guruji.
Sorry, I hope my questions weren't so boring.
Okay, I like the first two. I like John's the best, actually.
Okay, I did.
Yeah. Thanks so much, guys. It was super talking to you all.
you.
Thank you so much,
Thank
John.
you,
Thank you so much,
It
Nargis.
was fun with you.